Top draft pick Steven Strasburg has generated a little bit of buzz. You could say that. Yeah. We're generating buzz here on CBSSports.com. We're helping out your fantasy team. Join us. I'm Lauren Shehadi alongside fantasy baseball writer Scott White. When are we going to see him on the field? That's what we want to know. And all the fans in Washington want to know. All the fans around the country want to know.
All the fantasy owners want to know too. And the interesting thing is, with all the buzz he's generated, it looks like fantasy owners are pretty educated on this. They're not overspending for him the way you might think they would. Still, he's worth drafting in mixed leagues with a late round pick where he seems to be going, because even though I think it's highly unlikely he breaks camp with the team just because he lacks so much experience, he's going to come up at some point, assuming everything goes the way it should in the minors. And when he does, he should be good right away, certainly give you a good strikeout rate. I think he's worth stashing if you have a deep enough bench for the first couple months or however long it takes.
And fantasy owners surprisingly going to be a little bit conservative, you're saying, with him?
Yeah, it seems like they have so far.
All right. Who else in D.C. can pitch?
Nobody. That's the problem. They tried to improve on that front this offseason, bringing in Jason Marquis, but his numbers, he was really pitching over his head for the Rockies when he made the All-Star team last year. John Lannon's a decent guy, but he's not a big strikeout guy. He's not going to give you the win, so there's really nothing to see there in fantasy. They brought in Shin-Ming Wang, maybe him coming off the shoulder injury, which is risky in its own right. But if he does come back and can pitch like he was with the Yankees, his main value in fantasy was wins, which he's not going to get with the Nationals. I don't really think any of them are worth drafting in mixed leagues.
Okay, what about at the plate? We know Ryan Zimmerman is a mainstay in that order. What about Adam Dunn? What do you think?
Well, the two of them have really been the biggest factors in making the Nationals have a decent lineup. You think of them as a bad team, they're going to score some runs this season. Dunn, obviously, with his on-base percentage and power. Zimmerman is looking like he can hit 300 with 30 home runs every year, maybe even first-round material in fantasy after this season. And after that, Nyjer Morgan came in late last season. Great base stealer at the top of the order. Josh Willingham, good power hitter, good on-base guy. That's a solid middle of the order. And I think they're going to end up scoring runs. So if you do have to rely on one of those Nationals pitchers in an NL-only league, they might actually win you a dozen games because of that.
Some runs for the nation's capital. What do you think about that, Nats fans? Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool as well. Our fantasy analysis. Stick with us throughout the entire season. We will be here for you. For Scott White, I'm Lauren Shehadi. We'll talk to you soon.